What's up, boys? Back with some more Tower of Babel. We're going to be grinding up some Brawler levels since there isn't a ton of meta progression that's shared currently, and I think he's actually pretty strong right now. We've got this weapon that has 50% magic item find chance, so we can do a lot of farming with that. Then I've got a cool little combo where we can reduce fire skills based on basic and special attacks, and then fire skills will heal me a bunch. Other than that, there isn't a ton that's super important. That's actually a duplicate of that, so Blizzard can fire some extra ice shards. This one actually is pretty good, evasion chance, and then reduces the cooldown of your skills, so if we can get a lot of fire skills, then we can actually cast them a ton and heal a lot off of that movement speed when not taking damage, and then status effect duration and damage to afflicted enemies. We're actually going to go floor 6 here so I can just get a ton of golden items, since it'll last longer, and we'll get some guaranteed ones off of maybe mimics and bosses, I think. So the status effects, I think, are just chill on all of the ice skills, and then maybe the slow on the grasp of the dead dark skill. I don't know that there's any others, actually. Oh, I guess, okay, so critical hit chance is very good since we need that to trigger the things, and then I also want some magic item finds. I guess we'll probably bless this, and we'll wait a bit on that. I don't want to go too greedy. I've only barely beaten this level one time on the Brawler so far. Just trying to get the meta tree up some. We could probably banish that one. And then maybe the lightning bolt skill, I forget the exact thing. That's fine. It looks like a lightning storm on enemies and it stuns them. That might be a status effect as well. But there actually aren't that many overall, so just cold skills and then one in a couple of the other trees. I don't think there's any sort of burn. We can take the blizzard since we have the thing for that, and having some chilling is pretty nice. So for the Brawler so far, I've kind of just been doing a basic attack build with some utility added in, like some cold skills, some slowing, and some stunning and stuff. So I like blessing that, and of course we'll take a triple level on evade for tons of survivability. And then that also gives me damage because of the ring that also triggers some skill cooldown reduction. Here we can go ahead and start leveling the basic attack finally. There's actually two fire skills I think that don't really work all that well with cooldown reduction. Both the Fire Orb and the Dragon Breath create sort of a persistent effect on your character, and as far as I'm aware, you can only ever have one of those out at one time, so cooldown reduction doesn't really do a whole lot on them. So we're mainly looking for the Meteors and the Phoenix, which actually do start casting it in instantly. And interestingly, Curse is actually pretty good here, but we're going to lock in the Phoenix. So with Curse, we get more gold, more XP, more drops, and more enemies to trigger the fire skill stuff on. Of course, it will make it a bit more difficult. I think we will still take Dragon's Breath. But yeah, with all those upsides, I might actually take some levels on it. Double life regen. I was getting a lot of value out of that earlier, but I think now that I have the Fire Healing Legendary, that shouldn't be super necessary. We can probably just focus on upgrades that will also trigger my fire skills more often. Swamp, I do like that for the extra slowing effects. Those are both really good. I think I'm going to take the 4 levels. So I don't know the exact mechanics of the perfect punch proc thing. I think it's just extra damage and maybe slightly larger AoE. There's like a big red punch that comes out every once in a while, and I think that's what that is. You can see a little, like, boot effect appearing on those guys when they're standing on top of the grasp thing. So that's why I'm thinking that's probably a status effect as well. I do like Ice Orb as well for some extra slowing. Let's go ahead and grab some Curse early on for some extra farming, though. I just hope we don't make the game too hard accidentally. Also, those fireballs sometimes hit you even when you dodge them, it seems like. A bit larger AoE than it looks like. Neither of those are super useful for me. We'll take the level here. Don't mind taking a double level there. I guess we could probably banish that. Oops, that's not the right one. So Lightning Strike is fantastic, but projectile count is actually insane. So if you think about it like this, our basic attack will be doing more projectiles, which will then trigger more cooldown reduction on the fire skills, and then the fire skills will get even more projectiles on top of that. Granted, the fire skills won't do the most damage here because we're scaling up the basic attack so heavily, but it will give a lot more healing, which is kind of what we're going for with those anyways. Basic attack, yep. Those guys are pretty dangerous for a pretty melee-focused build with the lightning orbs. Gonna have to take that pretty slow. A lot of the elite activists are pretty punishing for melee builds. That one and the poison puddle. Although you can eventually outrange that one with enough levels in your basic attack, and then it's not really an issue. But this one I think is always dangerous. Sanctuary's okay. Let's go ahead and grab some magic item finds here. Corpse Explosion I don't feel like is very good, but I guess we'll try a triple here. It's definitely really bad when you're trying to push your hardest level ever, but maybe if we're just farming and we're stacking up the curse at the same time it can be good. It might need some legendaries to really buff it up. I believe there is a pretty good one. We'll take some basic attack here. That causes it to cause a chain reaction where dealing damage with it spreads it as well. I saw something like that in the trailer, and that would honestly make it pretty good, but without any legendaries, it's always seemed pretty weak to me so far. Projectile count. Dagger's not bad for a physical focused build, but I don't really have anything for it. Low damage, but it hits very quickly, so if you have the physical version of the legendary, then it's quite good for that. We do have some decent time for that, and I don't think I've gotten any yet. Attack area, we could use some of that. Crit chance is very good. Kind of want both of those. I guess we'll take the double level. Oh yeah, it is pretty helpful for dealing with those detonators. Purge is decent single targets. Don't really have a lot for the other ones. I think we're just gonna reroll that though. I'm fine with the blizzard level. Crowd control, and we have the legendary for that. I can't check my skills here, right? Yeah. I don't remember if I have a whole lot for that. I'm not sure if that works on Corpse Explosion. Let's grab some more magic item finds here. Oh, it does work on the Phoenixes actually. Yeah, it's not bad then. Probably just take a basic attack here. It's already getting fairly difficult even with only the 10% curse. So we'll probably wait a bit on that if I even want to take it now. On basic attack, yep. Oh yeah, I don't even have a cloak on this guy yet. I guess we'll go another XP here. But cloaks don't really seem to make a big difference other than legendary ones giving you another legendary mod. You can get some more chilling here, that's decent. 2 magic item finds, yep. So we should get some big item drops now with all of that and the fist weapon, hopefully. And remember, you can sell all of the items for some extra gold after the run as well, and then put that into the blessing tree for some permanent bonuses, even if you can't use any of it. But there are plenty of good legendaries I can still get here. Probably take the basic attack level. Blizzard's fine. Levels on Blizzard. So they actually didn't add an option to turn down the graphic effects a bit. I have that maxed out and it doesn't really make that big of a difference. And the most important part is that you can't even turn off the damage numbers, which was the biggest issue anyways when you're hitting like hundreds of times a second. So it didn't really accomplish a whole lot yet. Let's reroll that. 2 on basic attack. Some nice range of projectile count there. And we'll probably have to pull them away from that a bit. I think Blizzard's probably the best here with the legendary upgrade. Or I can just kill them all. Yeah, we can identify something here. Movement speed after critical hits with basic special attacks. That does work, and it's more consistent and a higher level item, yup. Then here we can get some decent attack area. Sad part is that as you get to the higher tower levels, movement speed is actually completely useless because there's just so many enemies you can't even move anyways. Cast speed is actually not bad here because all of the items are actually flat reductions, 1 second, 4 seconds, so getting a percentage reduction to that before those are applied is actually fairly effective. Blizzard. Oh, I guess the boss of this level does have very long immunity phases, though. That's kind of a bad part about farming this specific level. The fireworm that just keeps burrowing for like over half the fights. Crit chance, let's get that up a bit. Let's take some more Phoenix. We are pretty reliant on that for healing. On Frost Arrow, I think I'm probably just gonna grab the basic attack still, since there's so many things reliant on that, and it is our main source of damage. Brawler's actually pretty good at popping the detonators quickly once you've got the basic attack up to a high enough level. Two on grass. Ooh, 3 projectile. Absolutely. That's insane. Chance. None of these are super helpful. Probably just upgrade the healing skill a bit. Want to swing back for that since we're getting kind of swarmed over here. I think cast speed is actually the best here. Projectile or 2 Phoenix. I think that'll probably be better. Since some of those skills hit me almost instantly there. Fireball has a lot less travel time when you're in melee range of them. And then it's still pretty hard to see the random spawn tentacles under all of the spell effects. Maybe you actually need some regen. Just to cancel out this fight a bit. We'll take the blizzard here. The fire orbs are pretty dangerous for a melee guy with the erratic movement they have as well. Yeah, it's very hard to see those random tentacles when we have a bunch of fire effects on the ground as well. I think that's gonna hit me. I'll dash out of there. Oh god, I ran right into that. That's not ideal. I can't see anything over there, man. There's too much fire. Okay, that's kind of cheesy. I guess we need to take the regen passive one level to deal with that. But we did get some decent legendaries still. Like, I just don't understand why maximum reduction on the spell effects still makes it impossible to see any of his graphics. And I don't understand why there isn't a way to turn off the spell effects. I mean, the damage numbers. When we're hitting that quickly, there's just no way to see anything. Basic attack, 10% special attack damage. That's not very good on this guy. His special attack doesn't really do a whole lot. That's kind of cool for chain lightning. I do have 2 copies of the blizzard thing. I guess that's fine. And then that's a thing we already had. So we had a cloak somewhere, so I can actually probably grab the legendary cloak off of my wizard if I'm high enough level to use that. So yeah, my meta progression is pretty low on this guy since I just started playing on him, so we're trying to get that up a bit. Make the fire stuff a bit better, especially good ones, so that those will be a bit more common. Then just pump up some of the stuff in here a decent amount. What blessing level is this guy? 5. Level 4. So for some reason you can't unequip items, but you can replace them. So if you want to get an item from a different character, you have to go like this, which is really weird. I guess I had a bunch of them anyways, so didn't actually have to do that here. But that's what you had to do if you want to replace equipment currently. Oh, well, I guess I did have to take it then. So Ice Spike, decent crowd control spell, we can definitely use that. So don't completely pass up the life regen skill this time. We need some of that to deal with the almost impossible to see fire effects, and maybe wait on taking the curse thing until I'm a bit stronger. I'll still bless that, and I can probably banish basic attack stuff, or special attack stuff I mean. since it does barely any damage here, and you kind of need it for the iframes that this guy gets as he's dashing. So let's go ahead and take a level in that just so I don't get whittled down by extremely hard to see graphics underneath all of my own fire. Meteor Strike is fantastic for a fire skill. Definitely want that. We'll take some early XP here. Ooh, double range. Basic attack. Evade and attack power both decent. That's actually pretty good with the legendary ring. Is not bad for single targets. I think I'm fine with that, even though I don't have any synergy for it. Projectile counts, we'll bless that. And I guess I'll probably take the double meteor. No. Only one level difference, and projectile count affects so much more. Double level there. Attack speed's pretty nice as well, though. I'll probably just take another evade there. Evades. Ice Spike, we just got the thing from the wizard that had that, right? Yeah. Man, if I got a healing version for ice spells, that would actually be pretty insane. Probably just the evade here. Big damage reduction. We'll go full tank this run. Double basic attack. Those are kind of bad. Probably just the life regen. Lightning Strike is fantastic. 2 levels for that. think the best overall elements are probably cold and dark. Cold for the natural chill on everything and lots of multi-hits. Dark has lots of multi-hits, and then it has Grasp of the Dead for constant slowing, and Blood Tornado for built-in healing. Either of those is fine, probably take the basic attack. But I have yet to see a single legendary with a healing effect for either of those elements. Wow. Yep, tank run. Double basic attack, or blood whirlwind. I think we'll probably take that. Probably evades. If we can get Phoenix as one of our other skills, then I might actually be able to reach a point where I can just run into the middle of them and constantly evade, trigger a ton of fire skills, and then heal off that. Probably take the Ice Spike level here. Chance, yep, need some of that to actually trigger the one legendary. And it also kind of works like the extra projectiles where you crit more with the basic attack, which then triggers more fire skills, which then do even more damage because of the crit chance themselves. Probably take the purge here. Two on basic attack looks good, although Crosshair is not terrible. Two on Purge, that's fine. So basic attack or attack power, I think that's probably more fun, although that might be slightly more damage. Basic attack. That will work on the meteor at least. I'm not sure there's a ton else. Meteor and Purge, and I think that's it. grab Swamp here. Could also just reroll and try and find Phoenix since it would be cool. Triple life regen, yep. Well, guess we'll take it anyways. Both of the two he really wants. Double lightning strike. We could take Dragon's Breath. It does hit pretty fast, even if it doesn't really scale with the legendaries all that well. I will take that. Probably just stick with the double ice spike here, although I feel like we could take the curse. Triple mana restoration for more dashes. I don't feel like it makes that much of a difference, and Meteor Strike is a lot of damage with the legendaries triggering that. A lot of damage and healing. Attack speed and range, let's get a bit of that. Patient, not. Purge. I feel like I want the 50% projectile count over there right now for one of our most important skills. Let's go ahead and get some magic item finder, getting close to the boss now. Reroll here. Auto pickup, I don't think that does anything here. Cast speed to go with all of our skills, I imagine. Or lightning strike. Wait, there's two of them? I've never seen that before. What? There's three of them. Is that like a second phase of the fight that I've never seen before? What? That's so many projectiles, man. Projectile counts. Hard mode to the boss, but we didn't get any extra loot. What? I think that's like the 4th time I've fought him now, and I've never seen him do the multiple copies of that before. I wish they would include the basic attack and the special attack damage. I guess you could subtract it all from that maybe? But 6 different things to add up, that's kind of annoying. I don't think I'm gonna do that. But yeah, that's more how it's supposed to go. Ooh, meteor 100% projectiles. Okay, that sounds interesting. We have a very fire-focused build now. Any good rares here? I guess we don't really need the chain lightning glove, so anything super good there would be decent. That is a helmet. I don't think we really need any of those, so we definitely, absolutely need to get Meteor now as one of the skills. Projectile counts. Probably basic attack here. And we can probably banish that. Big crit damage. Won't do a whole lot currently, but that's insane later into the run. Meteor, nice. Mind Ice Orb, it's a pretty good slowing skill, so I'll take that at 2 levels. Projectile count, yup. Wait, with the extra legendary, if we keep Meteor as the only fire skill, then that will only trigger on that. So it might actually be better to pass on the other ones now that I think about it. Double Blood Whirlwind is pretty nice. Basic attack, cast speed, probably take the 50% prod speed there. Meteor, yup. Basic attack. Triple life regen. So I'm basically a Spellblade Brawler, Spell Fist. Meteor or range, probably take that. Oh god, a range guy with lightning orbs, so we can barely even get close to him. I'll just try and punch as many people as possible to get the meteors going, I guess. So we'll actually pass on that, take the double blood whirlwinds. Fire orb, nope. Corpse explosion, if I was gonna take one of these, I guess so. Probably just level the ice orb for now. Purge is decent. Just don't really have anything to buff it up in here. Yep. Double crit damage is pretty solid. Probably the blood whirlwinds. I wouldn't mind duration to make the meteor fire last even longer. Down to try that. Bit more on the caster side, using the basic attacks more to proc it. Probably the basic attack, although that's not terrible. Let's do a bit more on that. Meteor. Double life region. I don't think I really need that. Let's go some more duration. area or corpse explosion. I guess that's fine. Piercing. That would work on the ice orbs, I guess. We can take a double level on that. I guess we'll take the triple since I already have that. I wouldn't mind that since we are getting some duration to go with it. I haven't gotten any of that yet, I guess we can. Attack area. Basic attack. Attack, Blizzard! Yeah, I guess we could grab that. Some more duration here. Big pickup or magic item find chance. Yup, 90%. Do need some base crit chance, especially with the crit damage here. Triple basic attack or duration. I want both of those. Man, I wish we had a lockdown thing. I still need to ban something at some points. Yeah, let's go here. actually have an elite that I'll have to run at if I want to kill him. Because he's one of those waves that just keeps going across the screen. Sure, more magic item finds. Double crit damage. Or I could grab that. I think we have enough ice skills. We'll take some gold here. That is probably the main form of meta progression. And we're almost at the boss now. Just take the double duration here to help out with the boss. I guess I'll try and grab another level or two over here. I guess one level in Purge is pretty decent for the boss here. Crit damage. Could do rerolls to look for a higher level bonus. 4 on range, that's not bad. Extra 3 levels, nice. We can take another meteor level. Like, every graphic on the screen is just red. We have red circles there, red circles there, red circles from the meteors, red circles from the tornadoes. It just all sort of blends together. we'll take some evasion here for any of the hard to see attacks that might hit me. Double legendary off of all of that extra magic line chance. That doesn't seem that good for that much legendary investment. I wonder if having them auto-target is actually a bad thing. I mean, random target. They naturally auto-target. So Purge has a chance to automatically cast on basic or special attacks? That sounds pretty good if you can have multiple copies of them out at the same time. I've never seen that happen before. So that legendary effect might not even do anything, but I am down to try that at some point. Mana at max is converted to life. Okay, so your mana regen will give you life regen if you're not using it, I guess. That sounds pretty good, actually. Movement speed loss on damage, Swamp of the Dead damage, that's not bad. Haven't seen that one before. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.